we're going to jump into the Super Eagles team list. It's posted on the Prime Sports group on King's Chat already. Coach Dixon posted it yesterday night, and the list is drawing all shades of, I don't want to use the word concerns, but it's drawing all shades of comments, all sorts of assumptions, permutations, that what could have gone on. So just before the list was released, on the Prime Sports group on King's Chat, Governor Dan Patrick dropped a message, 6:30 p.m. I wanted to respond to it and said, brother, because what he posted, we've heard it already on the streets. It was on the street already. But I wanted to say, brother, wait, let them post it.
Before you collect your local.
Exactly. But fortunately, I trust my brother. He doesn't deal in wrong information or misinformation or disinformation. So he posted breaking news: no Maduka Okoye, no Tolu Arokodare, Super Eagles final list. And there you have it on the screen. You can see your goalkeepers. Also, out of the 55-man list that was drawn, here's your final set that has made the cuts. Let's start from the goalkeepers. Shocking one in the goalkeepers. Francis Uzoho is back to the Super Eagles. Not just back for... He didn't play any qualifier, did he? He wasn't brought in. The last time we saw...
He wasn't on the bench. He wasn't even on the bench for any...
The last time we saw Uzoho was at AFCON in Abidjan.
Yes.
That's the last time we saw Uzoho. And he's back now alongside Obasogie and the injured Stanley Nwabali. And we'll come to Stanley Nwabali in a second when we come back to the studio. For defenders, we have Calvin Bassey, Zaidu, Sanusi, Shemi Ajayi, Bruno, Onyemaechi, Chidozie, Awaziem, Bright Osayi-Samuel. Let me go closer.
Okay, so because I think the name you were trying to get there was...
I was trying to read from the screen.
Ogbu. That's the name you were trying to...
Yes, Igoh, and of course Ryan Alebiosu.
Yes.
Then for midfielders, we have Wilfred Ndidi, who we believe will be the captain of this side. Frank Onyeka, Fisayo Dele-Bashiru, Mohamed Usman. For many people don't know who that is. Alex Iwobi, Ebenezer Akinsamuel. This one is a home-based player, I believe.
But no, he plays in Italy.
He does?
Yes, those new... I have the club side.
So you give me, for the new players, you'll be giving us their rap sheet. Yes. We have Rafael Onyedika, Tochukwu Nadi. Then for forwards, no surprises there, even though there's one surprise. We have Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen, Akor Adams, Samuel Chukwueze, Cyril Dessers, Salim Fago, Moses Simon, Chidera Ejike, and Paul Onuachu making up the list. And the big shock so let's start from where the shock starts. Since in the order in which they put it, we have from the goalkeeping department. Producer, you can come back to us, or we can split the screen so that we can have an interactive conversation. Okay, so from the goalkeepers list, we have Stanley Nwabali on the list. We have Francis Uzoho and Amas Obasogie. Missing big time is Maduka Okoye. And we had this conversation upstairs in the studio before the show started with Akin, and Akin was explaining that Maduka gave his reasons because he's just been elevated to first team goalkeeper for the club he's at, and sometimes leaving for such a period, you can come back and that is bench you stay till the end of the season. Because
especially when you're not guaranteed number one.
Exactly.
In the competition you are going to.
Yes. So, and the fact that Stanley Nwabali is on that list would make you think Okoye will not bench Stanley as is. Not based on form now, not based on technique or anything. Based on things on ground now.
Yes.
So Okoye will probably be thinking to himself, why would I want to come to the Super Eagles camp and be on the bench throughout the whole tournament and risk losing my spot? Because if you were coming as number one to the national team, your club would even respect that, because they're like, you're getting how many caps? 7 caps for your national team if you get to the finals. That's a big one. So there we have it, full screen. So the big question, Coach Dixon, because you were giving an explanation earlier, because I would have gladly swapped Uzoho for Okoye.
Okay.
In fact, he can replace the 2 second goalkeepers as far as I'm concerned, but it's okay. They need 3. But you were explaining something, that Nwabali has an injury. Kindly explain to us what kind of injury Nwabali has. Is it one of those injuries that when the players don't want to play or the clubs don't want to release their players, they suddenly have injuries? Or is he really injured? Has he been keeping in his club in South Africa?
No, he has not. And it's one of those delicate injuries and injuries that you fear for goalkeepers. It has to do with their fingers. The bone here is very soft. Heals longer than the other bones. But what I'm saying is that even though he himself and the NFF have come to dismiss and said he might not be fit enough because there's another problem. He has some leg discomfort, just like Mbappe. It's not just the fingers. He has another leg.
So the same thing that's doing Mbappe is doing Nwabali?
Yes.
Finger and leg.
So people are so there are lots of stories that I think he might not start the first few games for the Super Eagles, but they are looking at it. Miracles do happen. He might get. We'll just look at that fitness test. I hope this is not another mind games for any other. I don't think you need any mind games going to this. But the big question, aside Nwabali's fitness, because Nigerians were already like, okay, if Nwabali isn't going to be fit for this commission, the next should be Maduka Okoye. And Nigeria would have been comfortable because you don't play for a team in the top 5 leagues in Europe. It's not a fluke that you're number 1 there. It's not a fluke. You might not have a stellar performances for the Super Eagles that you can remember, but it doesn't mean that the talent is there. And for him not to be in this league, it was pandemonium. Everybody was trying to ask. Now I've heard everybody come, to social media with assumptions, and I'm saying I'm only going to buy this if Maduka's camp come out to say, yes, this was the reason I am not going. But for people to speculate, are there people just trying to play this down and shift the blame on Maduka? Because, and I think it's very dangerous if it's not true for Maduka's camp to keep quiet. Because Nigerians, they don't forget. They will say, when the country needed you most, you opted out for your selfish interests. So if it's not true, you should come out and clarify. And if it's true, give us a cogent reason. And if that's the reason, I think it's something, well, if you are not guaranteed number 1 and you are trying to keep your club position.
But won't people still see that no matter what you do, so long as you don't turn up for your national team, people will still bring that thing up?
But let me cast people's mind back to the last World Cup qualifications.
Okay.
He wasn't invited. Instead, we had Adele, which I felt, you've been with the team. Adele has been recalled to the team, remember? He was invited in the place of Maduka. Why was Maduka not invited? Because his ban was over at that time. He wasn't invited. Adele was invited. Now, the list comes out. Even that Adele
is not invited.
He's not invited.
There's a lot of...
So, Uzoho,
how did Uzoho find his way? Because you said something, and that one is the one that shocked me. As if to silence us in preparation for today's episode. Between when the list was announced and today, moments leading to the list being announced, the Nigerian social media space of sports blogs and different sports platforms, social media platforms, have all been hyping Uzoho. Suddenly, all of a sudden, it's like, he's our golden goalkeeper. He's this, he's that.
You are seeing highlights, you are seeing saves. They are giving me stats and facts of Conference League.
And explanations why he should make the list. And someone rightly said, don't be shocked when you get to the AFCON and Uzoho is your number 1 goalkeeper in it. But we're not going to dwell too much on the goalkeeping list and the goalkeeping choices. But we just wanted to acknowledge it. The numbers can come on the screen. You want to jump in the conversation and react to the team list, you can feel free. Pastor Emma on the group said he wants to know the clubs that each player, especially for the new players. So I'm just going to help you with that, Pastor. And I'll start with the goalkeeper. We'll start again from the goalkeepers. Stanley Nwabali plays for Chippa United in South Africa. Obasogie has moved. He's no longer in Wendell Insurance. He's now with Singida Blackstars in Tanzania. Francis Uzoho, the man of the moment. He's with Omonia FC in Cyprus. He's been amazing in blazing form.
Which form
with the at the Conference League, 16 saves. It's not you that was reading his rap sheet. 16 saves. So, okay, so producer, let's jump to, sorry, I'm making you go back and forth, but let's jump to the defenders. And in the defense, we have some usual suspects. In fact, we have the usual suspect. We have Bassey, who plays for Fulham FC, Zaidu Sanusi, who plays for FC Porto, Ajayi, plays for Hull City in England. Right there, we have Bruno Onyemaechi. Bruno Onyemaechi plays for Olympiakos in Greece. Yes. Igoh Ogbu, he plays for Slavia Prague. Chidozie Awaziem plays for Nantes FC in France. We have Bright Osayi-Samuel. Bright Osayi-Samuel plays for Birmingham City in England. And of course, Ryan plays for Blackburn Rovers in England.
That's the new guy that just committed himself to the Super Eagles.
Yes.
And Blackburn Rovers are in the Championship.
Yeah.
So, new cleats in the block. You look at the defense. The old heads are still there. When I say the old heads, yes, some of the old heads. Awaziem, this will be probably his fourth. No, his fourth. No, third. His third Nations Cup. This will be his third Nations Cup. We saw Bassey in his first Nations Cup. Ajayi. These are two dependable defenders. You know, the blow here is the unavailability of Olai now. That will not be going for this tournament.
We'll have done with his experience.
Yeah, we have done with his experience. But yes, we've seen new faces. And the new faces is because the team has been increased. That the team that you can go with has been increased to 28-man team, unlike the 23 that the last Nations Cup. So we've found a way to include five new players, you know, to those old lists that went to the last Nations Cup. So I don't know how many people have watched Ryan play. Ogbu, I saw some highlights when he played for Sparta Prague. I've not watched his, to be honest, I've not watched his 90-minute game. But if you are playing for Sparta Prague, there's something. These are.
That's the Champions League playing side.
Yes.
So they play Champions League every season.
So the truth is, we don't expect these new boys to start. But if you do well in camp and you are fantastic...
No, for me, to be honest, when I saw the list, and especially with what Fredericks has done, he has made me open my mind up. Yes. Because initially, I'll have been very critical. Oh, no, you can't be doing this. In the absence of Troost Ekong, in the absence of Olaino, you should be bringing players we know, yada, yada, yada. But after what Fredericks... what's his first name again? I keep on... Benjamin Fredericks has done... 20-year-old. You're playing an all-important... The bulk of Nigeria's qualification was on your shoulders.
This is the biggest blow. This is the biggest name that is missing.
Absolutely.
From this
team. To me, even bigger than William Troost Ekong. Sorry, Skippo. Even bigger than that. Because Troost, we know he won't start all his games. He won't play all the games. But Franklin, now because he's put Benjamin, so Benjamin Fredericks, on the other hand, would have been the rock there. Because we need that level-headed player in defense.
Let me now tell you why it's even a bigger blow than Ola I know. This is a player that is a utility player. Frankly, you're making me think Franklin. Benjamin Frederick can play right back. He can play right CB, left CB.
He's good with both legs.
And if you look at him, the way he goes and gathers into the midfield. You saw the game when we played Gabon. He had an assist.
Yeah.
He had an assist. It shows you how good he is with the ball. The way he play out from the back. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be a big miss in the defense, but we know when he comes back, he's going to bring something good to the Super Eagles. Let's see other people. Maybe there's another gem in one of these new players from Blackburn Rovers or
All right, so Pastor said we should start talking about the team list. With Pastor, we are talking about the team list. I saw your comments. I didn't want to respond to your comments on the group yesterday before Pastor Titi responded. So, Pastor, what do you think about this team list?
Good morning, Pastor Austin.
Good morning, Pastor.
Good morning, Prophet, Coach.
Good morning, sir.
Just go through all the list. please. And there are various clubs.
Okay, well, so we'll quickly run through that.
That's what I'm really interested in.
Okay, sir.
Then I'll call back.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So let's quickly run to the midfield. So midfielders, I'm just going to run it the way it is here on my script. Producer, you can just jump to the midfield team list. Let's start that. So midfield, we have Wilfred Ndidi, who plays for Besiktas. We have Frank Onyeka. Frank Onyeka plays for Brentford FC in England. We have Fisayo Dele-Bashiru. He plays for Lazio in Italy. We have Mohamed Usman. I'm sure that's one of the people Pastor Emma is referring to. He plays for Ironi Tiberas in Israel. We have Alex Iwobi. We know he plays for Fulham FC. Ebenezer plays for Pisa SC in Italy as well. We also have Raphael Onyedika. We already know he plays for Club Brugge. We have Tochukwu Nadi, and Tochukwu plays for Zulte Waregem in Belgium. So we have some new imports there. We'll talk after we run through the list. We'll come to them again. And for the forwards, I'm sure Pastor Emma, you're used to everybody in the forwards now. You don't need a run through for this for everybody in the forwards. We have Ademola Lookman, who plays for Atalanta in Italy. Samuel Chukwueze, who plays for Fulham FC in great form. And we have Victor Osimhen, Galatasaray, Moses Simon, Paris FC. Okay, Samuel Chukwueze, he also plays for Fulham FC. We have Cyril Dessers, who plays for Panathinaikos. Salim Fago plays for NK Istra 1961 in Croatia. We have Moses Simon,
Paris FC.
I already said that earlier, thanks. Yes. Moses Simon plays for Paris FC. We have Chidera Ejuke, who plays for Sevilla, and Paul Onuachu, who plays for Trabzonspor in Turkey. So no surprises there. For the forwards, typical names we are used to seeing in the forwards. The question I have for the forwards is, with the absence of Tolu, because he's been dropped from the list.
Yes.
He's been dropped. I think he's been experiencing a drop in form because for club and country, he's not been great.
Rightly so. I know people raise eyebrow, and I feel that if I was in a Chelle's position, and if you look at how it was substituted in and substituted out, you know that
in one game,
you know that at the end something wasn't working, and the team, the coach is monitoring players that are playing week in and week out. Tolu has not been playing. He needs to up his game. Maybe he will be disappointed that he's not making this team because look at some new kids in the blog.
I know, right?
Trying to get
Salim Fago.
Yes, this should have been
Croatia.
That could have been
you.
That could have been.
You are playing in the EPL.
Yes, but one of the names, since we started with the strikers, that I'm excited about. The rest are names that we would have seen. But one I'm excited that I'm seeing Paulo Nacho back into the team.
The question is, are we going to utilize him for who he is? Now, are we going to utilize him?
Now, one of the things, because we know
Tolu,
that...
we didn't utilize Tolu with his height and build and physicality.
He didn't utilize himself.
No, we used him in the first two games he came in. Everybody was clapping. We have striker, rugged striker. He didn't
rugged.
But the last qualifier...
He didn't rugged. Now, if you look at form, Paulo Nacho, he has scored more than Victor Osimhen in league games in Turkey. Do you know that? He has scored more than Victor Osimhen in Turkey. So he's in superb form. I watched him in the last Nations Cup.
He never translates this superb form to the Super Eagles.
Because he has been outshined by Victor Osimhen.
But he was in the squad before Victor Osimhen.
Yes.
Before and after.
But every time he has come in, he has tried to, I remember one game...
Finidi brought him in when Victor Osimhen, during the qualifiers. Where was he during our qualifiers?
But I'm just saying that he is going to be a good squad player.
Why?
He's in super form. He's in good form. He's in good
form.
He's a
good
replacement for Tolu. That kind of football, when we are down, we want someone to...
That's the $1 million question. I'm asking myself, based on the players, yes.
I would rather... Now, let me, this is where I said, and this is not... I'm not... People don't think I'm the Paulo Nacho's agent. I've watched him play. He's a better link-up player for Victor Osimhen when those Chippa, that when we want to go to two giant players and knock the ball from the defense.